Hello, welcome back. Today is episode 11 of Real Housewives of Potomac. This is going to be my review of the episode. Okay, so we start off with Karen and Giselle. Karen is visiting Giselle at her house, and first of all, they check out Giselle's house. Y'all know everybody has been talking about Giselle's style, and she can't dress and all this stuff. But her house actually doesn't look too bad. Karen wasn't that impressed, even though she was acting like she was in person. Her decor was kind of all over the place. It was a little messy, kind of like her. And also, I didn't really like the outside of her house. It's super duper long, and it looks like 3 different houses put together, in my opinion. But the house really doesn't look that bad. So yeah, Karen's being shady about her house. Giselle is being shady about Karen's podcast. Not Karen's podcast, excuse me. At this point, she might be coming out with one because we know she likes to steal ideas, but not the podcast, the live show. Giselle is just trying to get an idea of like, what's going to be going on at this live show? Like, in my opinion, she's asking some good questions because I don't know what made Karen want to do a live show anyway. And yeah, based on Karen's response, this event is going to be all over the place, just like Giselle's house. So then they go into how Mia probably bought Jacqueline's Porsche because they slipped up and said that, or the Miami trip, or maybe Gordon did. And she also talks about how Mia let Mia let Jacqueline sleep with one of her boyfriends, which in one of my reviews, I thought it was Gordon. I did get that wrong. That's my fault. I thought she let Jacqueline sleep with Gordon. It was actually one of her other boyfriends. But they ended up questioning if Gordon got the hit too. So maybe I wasn't wrong after all. So next we see Wendy. Wendy is in the emergency room for her kidney stone. Eddie was by her side telling her to stop working so much and putting so much stress on her body. And my thing is, Wendy, you just went to the doctor and the doctor told you that your hair was falling out because of stress. Now you back in the emergency room because of more stress. Like Wendy, just sit down, just relax, take a break. We move on to Ashley. She's still on her house hunt. Moving on very quickly. Giselle and Robyn are looking for a location for their podcast. Of course, they have to sit down and end up talking. And Robyn is talking about how nobody is invited to her wedding, even Giselle. So even Giselle don't know what's going on with this wedding. So that's very telling. So then we move on to Candiace's video shoot. Everything looks really good. They look good. They filmed the video. The only thing I'm wondering is, was that the only scene in the music video? Because I know that they they shoot the whole song in each scene so they can, break it up and take bits and pieces or whatever and make their music video. But we didn't see her change. We didn't see her do any different looks. We just saw her and Trina on the car the whole time and they wasn't really doing anything. So is that the whole video? I don't know. I might have to look that up. Because if so, that would probably be my only critique. But yeah. Then we move to Robyn and Juan. And they need to pick a date for this wedding, but Robyn is not trying to pick a date until they talk about this prenup for the 11th time. So she brings up the infidelity clause, and Juan gets uncomfortable again. He keeps saying, it's not a problem. Sure, it's not a problem, but he keeps getting defensive. So it's not making sense. He did that the last time. He pretends like he's cool with this, but obviously it makes him uncomfortable because somehow an argument gets started after she brings up the prenup. I know that we joke that the wedding isn't happening because I truly don't believe that it's happening. But I am not mad at Robyn for getting the infidelity clause or getting a prenup. Like she said, she is the breadwinner now. And when Juan was the breadwinner, he wanted a prenup. Even though they didn't get to use it because of Robyn, he still made her sign a prenup. So I'm not even mad at it. I just wish she would just get the prenup already instead of talking to him about it because he keeps saying it's okay. I just wish she would just, get the prenup written up already. Like, how many times does he have to tell you, okay, I'm cool with it? Next, we move to Wendy, who's recovering from her surgery. She can barely move, child. They got to walk her to the couch, and her mama trying to feed her pork chops and wine. Like, Wendy can't even move. All Wendy wants is her soup and her water. I was really weak when her mama was trying to get her pork chops. And Wendy was just like, I just want some soup. So then Karen and Mia meet up after Karen done went to Giselle's house and got the tea. Now she going to Mia's house to spill the tea. And Karen is just on her Ashley right now. She's got straight to the point. She told her everything Giselle told her when she went to go see her. Mia kind of confirmed those things in a way and also told us that they used to play doctor. Then Karen says, so have you and G had sex with other people? And then Mia says, yes. So then Karen says, was it Peter? and then Mia says it was Peter's girlfriend. And then she says that Peter had they leftovers because they had her first. Oh, okay. So why was you so upset with Wendy? So they're Reasonably Shady has their live podcast. Karen is just big shady. First of all, she was shocked to see Juan there, where we all were. But I am so glad that Juan Dixon was there. And then she was recording the empty theater. It was kind of like half full. And then the announcer, Jesus, this man was like, was this man toe up? Like, what was he drunk? He couldn't even get the names together, child, and call her Robyn Bryant. So Karen starts taking notes on what not to do. I mean, this show was starting off kind of rough. Robyn's mic wasn't working. Like, it was a mess. So Juan decides to go and try to save the day. And I just thought this was so funny that when Juan was walking up there, Giselle was kind of trying to chant, like, Juan, Juan. And nobody was doing it.
Thank you.
I thought that was funny. So they had Juan come up. He was supposed to be in the hot seat, but the questions were very whack. They only asked one question. Well, I don't know. We only saw them ask one question. Then they had the dancing segment, which I saw on social media a while ago because it was this clip that went around to Ashley doing the Dougie. Having a good old time. So then lastly, they do a Q&A from the audience. Now, we only saw the audience ask one question. They seem to have shut it down after they asked this one question. The first person said, so when is the wedding? And then Robyn answers with, stay tuned. Womp, womp, womp. But yeah, they shut down the Q&A after that. The show was over. Karen is still being shady. She said the show was good, but she slept a lot. Karen was on all BS this episode. She really was. This was Karen's episode. She carried. So then all of the ladies, of course with the exception of Candiace and Wendy because they didn't show up, they all gather around and have a discussion. And Giselle decides to ask Jacqueline if Mia bought her Porsche. Jacqueline didn't flat out say no, and neither did Mia. So conclude from that what you will. And then Mia blurts out that, oh, why do y'all think Gordon buys everything? Gordon ain't got no money. Okay. So you got the money? So who's the breadwinner? Is it you? I wouldn't think so. Ain't this Gordon's chiropractic business that you like just joined in? Right? But yeah, anyway, the episode ends there. So next week we see more gossip about people's husbands. We are just not gonna let this Chris thing go. Now we got Debbie herself, Debbie with the strong face. Y'all remember Debbie? She had a scene with Ashley a little bit earlier. So yeah, she's gonna confront Candiace, or try to confront Candiace. Candiace is just gonna shut her down the next episode. We also see Karen's live show, and it really doesn't look any better than Giselle and Robyn's. But Mia does ask a shady question to Karen. And I also heard that a long time ago too, which is why I knew that Karen and Mia would be beefing this season, because I remember seeing a clip from that live show where Mia asked that question. I just didn't know the context, but now we do. Where's Wendy? I didn't see Wendy at Karen's live show in the preview for the next episode. Wendy wasn't in this episode. Like, what's going on? Are they slowly trying to take her out? Like, what's going on? Where's Wendy? Why is nobody checking up on her? We didn't even see Karen or Candiace or Ashley or anybody calling Wendy and checking up on her. Did they know she was in the emergency room for her kidney stones? Like, what? What's going on here? It just seemed like Candiace and Wendy were doing their own thing this episode and like completely secluded from the other ladies. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I just feel like we're not really seeing Wendy this season. Like, are they trying to slowly take her out? Like, will she be back as a full-time member next season? They better not give her spot to Charisse. They better not. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't really like that. I don't like that. Like, they could have at least, you know, called and checked up on her or something. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave them down below. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.